Right, good morning everybody. Well, it's morning here when I'm filming this. I'm going to add some colour now to this drawing of Leven's Hall. And as I always say in workshops, when you're working from a reference photograph, I think, my opinion is, the very worst thing you can do is to exactly copy and try and replicate all of these colours there. Use them as a guide, and just let your imagination or your inspiration go. So the very first thing I always do when I'm adding colour to a drawing is to quickly get the sky down. This is actually, I'll tell you what colour it is in a minute. I want to get this down fast and loose. So if you bear with me a second while I just swing this book around so I can cut in here. As much as I really envy all the many fantastic artists that can just throw paint on, I have actually got a tiny bit of OCD. I suppose it's a designer in me, and I want to see some nice crisp blue against these the skyline of Leven's Hall itself. So just bear with me a second. Get up there, use this paint. I don't actually think it's going to lay as well. Perhaps I should have used a bigger brush. Let's try this thing, whatever that is there. That's, I don't know what this brush is. It's an etcher brush, but it's kind of spreading all that around. Let's throw some water on and see what happens to the. Right, make sure that's back in frame. So there you go. That's the sky on Earth. I think that's pretty disgusting, actually, the way that's laid down. Not sure if it's the paper. It shouldn't be the paper, because this is a fairly. You see, here you go, viewers. I'm actually doing what I tell people not to do, which is to go back in and tease your watercolor. That's really going to annoy me now, so let's see if I can lessen the damage by just blotting the sky a bit. And so there you go, there's a lesson. Don't faff around with the sky. That's horrible, really is horrible. I'm going to see if I can do anything with that once it's dried. See, this is what happens. One pass, watercolor, don't fiddle with it, or else this happens. And the color blue it was, let me show you which color it was. It was this bright blue from, is it called bright blue? Yeah, bright blue from my Derwent set. I've got, let's just pan across, look. I've got 3 small palettes on the go here. That's a Daniel Smith palette, and this is a lovely palette that was bought for my birthday a couple of years ago that I filled with Daniel Smith paints. Came from the Heaton Cooper shop. So let's go back in this now and try and not to do that. I honestly can't believe I've done such a horrible amateurish looking sky. So let's get some green gold on. The lightest colour, which is for me is this, the lovely sliver on this edge of that. I'm not sure what it is. It's a box U, I think. Made up name there. So let's get the lighter colours on where there's some light. I think there's a bit showing there. Just realised I've actually missed out a bit of bit of foliage there in the drawing, but so let's see, there's a sliver of this really bright green across there. You see, there's the difference. One brush stroke and it's down nice and evenly. Up here, trying to mess around with it. Good grief. I'm absolutely staggered. Let's move that out of the way so you don't have to look at the amateurish sky too much. And let's zoom in on the good bit, hopefully. Again, in watercolour, light to dark, so the lightest colour, which I'm also going to use for the lawn that you can see across there. And then a slightly darker, I could probably bring this across. Slightly darker green. There, we'll start to put some of this on while this is still wet, especially this. This darker green I think is probably sap green, interspersed with some, sorry, interspersed, I mean mixed with the green gold. Let's get the Derwent green now, which is a really nice green, in my opinion. Let's try this one in the background. So that's that same colour there. This beast, probably going to mess up the colour of this as well, but let's see if I can see. That's green gold gone on there. And we'll pop the green gold along the top. Dark green there, bit of undersea green while it's still, while the wash is still damp on there. We'll get that in. I will go in and put some really, really dark greens. Because the thing I love about this, apart from the shapes, are the really crisp colours of the, sorry, the really crisp shapes that the shadows make. So these are all nice and dark there. Need to come around there. In fact, I'm going to give up any pretense of trying to copy that. Let's get some lights on that edge there. In fact, I should probably have done a light wash over the whole scene, but that wasn't going to work. Because as I keep saying, look, not a painter. Just now trying to get some variation in various. Let's alter that. That was a bit of cadmium yellow mixed in. What's there? Oh yeah. Let's come in with this nice and wet, loose, very, very wet wash. There, and now let's get some darks underneath. This is the other favourite green. This is Daniel Smith's undersea green, favourite colour. Another brush. Now let's get some. This is all greenery there, but there is some colour among it. So let's try and get something approaching a that's too dark. Let's get a purpley thing going on there. Some blues here that I rarely use, like a cerulean blue, so let's get some of those in there. That bright blue. Again, this isn't really meant to be a botanical study. It's a there's something happening in there, some more autumnal colours going in. Just mixing these on the page. I need a really dark green there, look. Where's it gone? There we go. Dark green to go. Along that edge, and just to tie it in, look, there's a bit there. I've done that in pen, but I will go, and now let's see if I can simulate this shape. I think the wash underneath is dark enough. So there is kind of a tiny sliver of light along there. Where else? Now let's bring some of this. Let's bring some of this dark green in here, along there. This is probably going to be darker. Very little water on that bit of the mix there. And I think I'm probably going to stop there. Mainly because I made such a mess of the sky. Let's darken that in there because it's kind of is in shadow. And there's a, yeah, let's do that. And then as a final difference in colour, across here, this is kind of a really washed out Payne's grey blue that goes across there. And I think I'm going to leave that there because, as I say, that sky was horrendous. It's the worst bit of painting I've done for a long time. So once it's all dry, we'll try and rescue that somehow. Oh no, I know what I need to do. I need to show you what a difference that makes. Sorry, I'm always going on about shadows and shapes and things. So let's give this some definition on the underneath of this shape there. And there will be, that's a bit darker up there. So let's do that. So there's some of the greenery at Levens Hall. Don't know if I should paint that tree trunk. Yes, I think I will. I'm going to paint that. Not with a colour. especially, it's just like a, there you go, that, yeah. That's a really wet mix of Payne's grey. What I am going to leave uncoloured is the bench and the building, to give you some relief, because if I painted everything in, your eye would have no respite. It'd be darting all over the place to find a kind of a focal point. So let's have that on. Real dark underneath there, as it would be underneath the seating. And let's see if I can get something else along there just to colour that in. So there you go. I'm going to call that finished, apart from the sky. And thanks for watching, as always, and all your comments. And see you on the next time, where I won't ruin anything with a amateurish sky. Cheers everybody, see you next time.